But as season 3 begins, Daenerys Targaryen is on a warpath and heading to Slaver's Bay. She and her dragons may have grown in power and stature, but securing an army still eludes her, so she ventures to a place where she can buy one.
She knows she needs an army, a powerful army, if she ever wants to reclaim the Westerosi throne. And the best bet for that are the Unsullied.
They will stand until they drop.
Who are incredible warriors, obedient warriors.
They may suit my needs. Tell me of their training.
Dany's code is very much anti-slavery. She knows what it's like to be bought and sold. So she ends up doing it on her terms.
I have dragons. I'll give you one.
She seems to have made this daft agreement to give away her best dragon. I actually say to her, you know, you won't win a war with slaves, but you will with dragons.
But she shows she's outgrown her mentors.
I really love the fact that she had hidden her talent for Valyrian.
Once she knows that she's got the Unsullied on her side, then it's very easy to say to the dragon, who still will listen to her and not to him, burn him.
Dracarys.
She's saying to them, you're now free men.
She's been the mother of dragons, and you knew she was destined for greatness, but now she really is a queen with an army.
And it's like, on top of this, she's got these fire-breathing, mythical creatures that are just going to tear shit up.
Impressive, yes, but 8,000 followers is not enough. Daenerys knows she'll need to win more followers before she can embark upon her ultimate mission, to journey home to Westeros and claim the Iron Throne, where in the capital, King's Landing, the Lannister family are the power behind the throne, pulling the strings of the boy king, Joffrey Baratheon. Joffrey's ditched Sansa and is now betrothed to Margaery Tyrell, a reward for the Tyrells' military support at Blackwater.
I imagine it must be so exciting to squeeze your finger here and watch something die over there.
Margaery Tyrell is learning how to manage the very volatile king.
The Tyrells are a great family with rich, fertile lands in the west, considered by most as a force for good.
Speak freely, child.
They're still cunning and skilled at the game, with their eye on the throne, an enemy within.
He's a monster.
Olenna is the matriarch of the family.
Ah.
And she advises her granddaughter on how best to play the political game so that she might take power in King's Landing.
We thank you for the truth.
As Margaery enchants Joffrey, Cersei's influence wanes. She's increasingly isolated. Her brother Jaime is still missing, a prisoner of war out in the Riverlands, guarded by Brienne of Tarth.
Brienne of Tarth, I think I like her best.
But when the two are both captured by a northern faction, they're both in danger, and Jaime finds he must play protector.
This is all bundled up in when Jaime begins to start thinking about other people.
You're making it worse.
His efforts to stop Brienne being raped are the beginning of that.
You know who she is, don't you?
It's good when those little bits of goodness come in those characters that are so devilish as well. Just give you a little light in there.
Lord Selwyn would pay his daughter's weight in sapphires if she's returned to him.
I mean, of course, it being Game of Thrones, it doesn't get him anywhere. Another one of those Game of Thrones moments which has so much more going on in it than just him losing his hand. He's the greatest swordsman in Westeros, we're told, so he can't do that anymore.
Yet without his hand, we see Jaime Lannister at his most heroic. The heartless knight who pushed Bran Stark from the tower finds new honor in Season 3. He'd secured an escape route back to King's Landing, but found he could not abandon Brienne.
He's left her behind, and he's on his way to King's Landing. Then his captors mention that what's going to happen to her, and then he decides to return and save her.
And this newfound chivalry means the Lannisters must do without Jaime behind the Iron Throne a while longer. And And it is in season 3 that we witness the fearsome work of another powerful family, the Boltons, who are scheming to take control of the North.
I think the Boltons want pretty much what everyone else seems to want, is power and status.
Kill me! Gonna put me dead. We need you.
Ramsay, a bastard son of the family, enjoys torturing his enemies, including Theon Greyjoy, who he took prisoner when sacking Winterfell after Ned's demise.
I think historically the Boltons have always been just under the Starks, kind of the Starks have always been on top of them, so I think they feel that now is their time to rise.
You don't look like a Theon Greyjoy anymore.
It's unbelievable what Ramsay's capable of doing to people.
Reek. Reek! That's a good name for you.
Completely mutilated him, broke his will entirely and turned him basically into a subservient sort of wreck called Reek.
Another hostage at large in season 3 is Arya Stark, kidnapped by the Hound. The disgraced knight plans to find Arya's family and trade her for cash.
Remember what happens to children who run.
One of the great double acts of Game of Thrones is the Hound and Arya.
Need a hand?
Hound's a really interesting character because you never really know what you feel about him. I mean, he's ghastly.
Don't kill him!
She is this elfin character with this tiny little sword, and you just think she's never going to survive.
There's something so perversely magical about that pairing, sort of warped mentor-protege relationship that develops.
In order to survive in that world, you've got to match what is given you.
In his desire to claim a ransom, the Hound heads for the Twins, where he knows that Arya's mother and brother, Catelyn and Robb Stark, are attending a wedding. Arya and her captor believe they're both about to get what they most desire, to reunite a child with her mother. They're both so very wrong. The Twins is a strategic river crossing controlled by the Frey family, and the Starks need them on side for their war effort.
Walder Frey is a very bitter, nasty old man who controls a small but significant area in the kingdom.
I was pledged to marry one of you and I broke that vow.
Robb's come to make peace. After failing to marry one of Walder Frey's daughters, the Stark family offer Robb's uncle to make amends, and are here for that wedding. A terrible mistake.
Catelyn, in her heart, knew that you do not break a promise if you are the king of the North, and also you certainly don't break it to Walder Frey.
The moment where Cat sees that Roose Bolton is wearing chainmail is a powerful moment.
Even though I'd read the scripts, the Red Wedding still completely was shocking, and I was still screaming at the TV, don't do it, no, don't. You just don't want it to happen.
The Red Wedding is the event that pretty much decimates an entire generation of the Stark family.
Such a shock.
I'm almost speechless about it still.
And their regards.
It is an ambush relished by Walder Frey, and we learn backed by Tywin Lannister.
Robb is such an amazing character. I think you kind of want him to be the king and to win.
It's the cruelty of it, and it's the relishing of it.
Following the brutal slaughter of the Starks at the Red Wedding, Arya Stark arrives at the Twins to witness her brother's desecrated body and loses any last shred of innocence.
She learns to become stronger and fight, and also she's after revenge.
And when she comes across her family's killers later, she matches their brutality. And so, by the end of season 3, all the elder Starks have gone from the Game of Thrones. Only the children remain, orphaned and scattered across Westeros, including Bran Stark, still paralyzed from his fall. He's fled Winterfell with a loyal band of followers heading north.
It's all right. The walls will protect him.
Bran Stark is very much on his own journey to discover the root of this ancient magic that's reappearing in the kingdom throughout the seasons.
And yet, amid the slaughter and loss in Season 3, comes a huge breakthrough in the fight against the White Walkers. Unlikely hero Samwell Tarly stumbles on their weakness.
You stay back!
From the moment we meet Sam, he says, I'm a coward, I'm a craven, I'm the guy who runs away and cries.
Samwell reaches for all he has to hand, an old dragon glass spear he once found in the ground, and it kills the White Walker.
To his astonishment, it works. The spells are shattered and it's melting before him.